Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner, Classic / Non-Classic. This is episode number 462 and Doubleshot number 378. Two more TMNT trades, and it's volumes 5 and 6 of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles New and Adventure series. Yeah, one thing I thought was a little odd though was the fact on these last two covers, Baxter Stockman shows up, basically the Fly Baxter Stockman, and he only shows up in this one for about one story, and that's it. He doesn't show up any other time. My guess is they put him on the trade cover because, well, he's a familiar character. Yep. Now, the thing about these stories is that they're just, well, like random stories. Yeah, like in here. Now, the first two stories in this one are actually two-parters. I'm not kidding, two-parters. Both done by Landry D. Walker, who also does not only those two stories, but also Secret Santa. Yep. The other story is done by Paul Adler, who does just one story, Case the Raccoon. Mikey thought thinking he would turn to raccoon, but nope. Turns out just a false alarm. The last two stories, Pipe Dreams and Where's Zelsum, is done by Caleb Gardner. Chad Thomas does the artwork for the first two stories. Terry Cole does the artwork with Dario Barzula. Billy Martin does Cassie the Raccoon. Secret Santa artwork is done by Paulina Katsu. First episode also does Pipe Dreams. And the last one's done by Marquillo Ferreira. Yeah, good stories in this one. Now this one, the last trade of the series, Paul Adler, I should just point out that Landry Walker does not do any of the stories in here. Nope. Paul Adler does the first story. Second story is done by Caleb Gaylor. But the last four stories are all done by the same person, Matthew K. Manning. Yeah, he does the last four stories. With Dario Barzula does the first story, which is Natural Enemies. Contagion. Cutagen is done by Billy Martin. Marchu Ferreira does Tag. Chad Thomas does Favorite Hunt and Peter Sakuna. And the last story is done by Michelle Ferreira. I should point out Acting Out is a story featuring the Purple Dragons. Not kidding, the last story for the series features the Purple Dragons. Just a story focused on them. One story basically is just Mikey, who apparently misplaces his toy. There's a fantasy of Casey Jones basically having like four hockey sticks, 2 sticks on top and 2 sticks pointing the bottom. And there's a rock version of April O'Neil, which he has developed a thing for. And it's sort of a lizard alien thing, which is really bizarre. It's one of the more odder stories, but yeah. 12 really fun stories spread out across 4 issues in 2 different trades, basically 8 issues. I give these issues a 9 out of 10 because they're really good. Now, some of you are probably thinking, why did this series end after 24 issues and it was relaunched as Amazing Adventures? Here's the reason why. Because Shredder never showed up in this entire series. That's the reason why they relaunched the series to Amazing Adventures. It's the same, far as I can tell, I think I don't know if it's the same creative team. I haven't read it yet. So, yeah, that's the reason why, because Shredder never made an appearance. So, basically, at this point, Casey Jones is finally in these stories, and he shows up for the last 8 issues. So, roughly at this point, toward the end of the series, it's like we're finally including stories that kind of take place during, well, I can tell during season 2, because they finally introduced Casey Jones. Yeah, I give both these 2 trades a 9 out of 10. Pretty fun stories. One story features Razor Baxter Stockman. The first story in this one here, in volume 5, features Baxter Stockman, Razor, and Tiger Claw. Razor does show up in another book. Yeah, when they show Mikey, the show was like his the Mikey standalone story. Yeah, he apparently is still a fan of Chris Bradford. Even the show is still a fan of him, even though he doesn't like the guy very much. Yeah, it's very odd character development. So, both of these 2, 9 out of 10. Pretty fun series, all things considered. Yep. So, I don't think, it might be a little hard to track from these 2 trades because, well, let's see. 5 was released in 2015, and 6 also 2015. Basically, this was released in September 2015. This one was released in May. So, a couple years ago, the only place you can probably get these 2 trades, if you're interested in them, is probably Amazon, because I highly doubt Barnes & Noble Books and Million probably has these. I highly doubt they do. But they're both pretty fun trades, okay? So, that's it for this episode. Stay tuned for next episode. Probably a couple days. Excuse me. It'll be episode 462 and Doubleshot number... Actually, 463 Doubleshot number 379. Okay? But until then, I will see you there. Bye.